It's been a minute.
It's been 18 months or so.
Last time we were here with some band members, and now we're here again with band members.
With band members, yes.
So-
One returning.
One
For
returning.
her she didn't had enough the first time.
Yeah. Somehow we didn't scare her away. That's actually mostly in rehearsal, but I digress. and then who else is here with us today? Michael?
Our awesome drummer, relatively new.
So
but-
introduce yourself, Jim, and where you're from. He's usually not at a loss for words, and trust me when I tell
I'm
you.
Jim.
Jim
and
what?
I'm from, last name?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Peluso. That's Italian, for those of you who may not know. And
there
I'm
are
from
some.
Burlington, New Jersey. And glad to be here.
Awesome. So yeah, we're gonna do follow our typical format and get these guys engaged, and it should be a rousing conversation.
It's a good topic this time.
Yeah, that's true. But so Michael, let's start with some birthdays.
Okay, so I have a few birthdays today.
Okay, go.
Well, Justin Timberlake, but although he's not really new wave, but I just thought I'd mention it.
Did you ever see the SNL skit where he dances with Beyonce?
Yes.
That is he is awesome on SNL.
and
He has no
Adam-
problems making fun of himself.
He's. Do you know he started as a Mouseketeer? I
Yes,
think.
he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
How about them apples? Huh?
With, I believe, either Britney Spears or her sister.
That is a deep.
Ah,
cut.
that's a
Britney
deep one.
Spears.
I could be completely wrong.
Britney Spears, because her
Was it?
sister is younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Okay, so that's one. Another non-new wave person. I'll see if anybody in the panel knows who it is. Harry Wayne Casey.
I'm drawing a blank.
Is that Harry Styles?
Nope.
Can you give us a
Harry
hint?
Connick Jr.
The last name should be a giveaway.
Casey and the Bat?
Casey and the
Casey and the
Sunshine
Sunshine
Casey and the
Band.
Sunshine Band.
No
yes, very
way.
good.
Casey and the
Yes. He was
Sunshine
born in
Band.
1951. I've seen
You
him.
can still see him.
I saw him last year actually down in Atlantic City.
And he's larger than charge.
He is. He's very
Is
large.
he really?
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
He's got
my
some
man
sort of.
has not missed a meal.
He's got something. It's a physical reason though.
Oh,
He
yeah.
says he's got something.
Sorry.
Sure is a
Aw.
physical reason.
Yeah, I see food and eat it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of us that have that. So more along the
Myself
lines of new wave.
With all due respect.
Phil Manzarera. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
I do that. I know that name.
Roxy Music.
Oh.
So he was
Okay.
born in 1947.
What is he the lead singer of Roxy Music?
No.
No,
that's
that's
Brian
Brian
Ferry.
Ferry.
That's
Sorry.
Brian Ferry.
Good grief! What time is it? So what does he do for Roxy?
Plays.
Plays
I don't know
with?
what.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember. I was going to write it down, but I didn't.
All right. Well, all right.
And
Touche.
last but certainly,
1947.
yeah. Well, that whole
My
band is old. That
goodness.
band's been around since like the mid '70s, I think, haven't they? I think it's been a while.
In the mid-'70s, he was about ready to. My goodness.
It's like Andy Sumner's with the Police, right? Like I
Yeah,
think he
he's
is
an
like
old head.
literally 20 years
Yeah.
older than Sting and the drummer. Anyway,
And last but certainly not least, Johnny Rotten.
Oh, wow.
His birthday is today, 1956. So he's got a 0 at the end today. He is 70.
you know I don't.
And
do
he's
math
still
on the
playing.
weekends.
I know you don't. You don't during the week
Or
either, but-
geometry for that
yes.
matter.
So those are our birthdays.
John Lydon? Is that his real name?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
is.
That's some good new wave.
Yeah.
New wave information.
God save the
there.
Queen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Cindy, do you have a
PIL.
favorite song by PIL or the Sex Pistols?
Well, the one that everyone knows, God Save the Queen, that.
Yeah, I mean, you lived in New York, weren't they?
I
huge
actually
there?
saw PIL at the Trocadero
At the-
back in the
In
90s
Philly?
in Philly.
Wow.
I went by myself.
That is a great venue, by the way.
Is it still around?
Was that when
The
you went
building's
there by
still there. I don't
yourself?
know.
I
so is
Was
literally
that as
took
frightening as
I
auditioning
took
for
the
80s
Patco.
Crush?
No. I think I was like 16 years old. And I went to see them play.
Wow.
That was fun.
Well, that's
Where
pretty
did you
cool.
say you were going that night?
And
Is
how did
this
you
on air?
make that play? How did
It was hilarious.
Okay, so tell us more about that.
No.
Okay, come on, you snuck out. You
I can
I
see
did
this is
sneak
going to be a
out.
long
I
night.
did sneak out. But I was a good kid. but I
you
did
were.
sneak out because I loved music so much that I couldn't miss a concert.
All right. Well,
So I-
that's awesome, and we'll maybe take a deeper dive into that as she finishes her ice water.
Yeah. So we have I have two other factoids from today.
Okay, go. And I have one too.
Okay. So I have today in 1981, Blondie went #1 in the U.S.
I know this.
with "The Tide Is High."
Yes.
A great song.
Do you know this cover?
Yes, but I don't know who did it originally.
I off the top of my head, I don't either, but I do know.
I don't know.
It's a cover. Which
Jim,
is wild.
Jim, you're our Blondie expert.
I do not know.
I thought it was a disco song when it came out. Wasn't it?
The Tide is High.
The Tide is high.
No, no, no. It's
I-
reggae.
I honestly
Weren't they
thought
playing
I
like
thought
they were playing
wrote
that at
it.
the
I didn't
discos? So
know.
my parents
Right.
were going to the discos and listening to that. I remember.
So my other factoid, 1997, David Bowie released part of his holdings for sale on the stock market. He was the first artist, rock star, to ever do that, to offer Wall Street stock options on his career.
Interesting.
Never knew that
That's cool.
about him.
Mike, I got to tell you, one of Jim and mine's favorite artists released one of his absolute pinnacle of his album catalog today in 1978. Joe Jackson released "Look Sharp."
Wow.
Not Mike's favorite.
And what was the hit song on that album?
Well, it depends who you ask, and it
I'm going to
also
ask
depends,
the general public.
Okay.
And I don't mean the band.
Do you want the American general public or the UK
What
general
song
public?
would I have heard of that came out of that album?
Well, is she really going out with him?
Okay, I
would have
like
been
that
the
song.
US one. But in the UK, it was Sunday Papers.
We listened to that yesterday.
Right.
Song. That's a
So-
great song.
And then, of course, the title track, "Look Sharp," was also a major hit.
And you got
For
One
him.
More Time. Got
Yeah.
the Time.
Yeah,
Got the time is on
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
That's actually a pretty good album then. All right.
Oh, it's a phenomenal album.
Is
yeah.
that his best album?
Fools in
Jim?
Love. Remember that?
Yes. Instant
Fools
Mash.
in
Is that
Love.
on that album?
No, that's on.
the I'm the Man.
It's either "I'm the Man" or "Beat Crazy."
That's
I think it's
definitely-
"Beat Crazy."
I'm the Man, but covered so awesome by this New York thrash metal band. Actually, I believe I talked about it with your husband at our Christmas
Oh.
party.
Well,
Guar?
I was not in that
No.
conversation.
Anthrax.
Anthrax.
Ah,
Oh.
wow.
How about that?
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong. I'm thinking "Got the Time." That wrong song. Sorry. My
Still,
apologies.
No, wait. Got the Time is the last song on Look Sharp.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
Got the
Yeah.
bass solo in it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
which
knew that.
which makes sense
Never
that a
doubt
thrasher
yourself,
band would
Mike.
want to do a Graham Maybe bass solo because he's a pick man.
Oh,
Jim, you're a rhythm guy. Tell me, do you have is he your all-time favorite bass player?
I think he is because I think he impressed me the most. Like when I first heard him, first that trebly sound and playing with a pick, and just his riffs are just the way he integrated like jazz riffs with this power pop new wave sound was amazing. And every
Yep.
album was the same way. Like he just continued to evolve, but always rooted in that sound.
I could be
Love it.
wrong, but I don't think Joe Jackson, for all his
Here
catalog,
we
has
go.
ever played with any other bass player
No, he
but
still
Graham Maybe.
still is today.
Which is remarkable. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times that rhythm section shifts a lot. I mean, and then I know.
In fact, I'm pretty sure.
Do you see Mike's eyes glazing over right now?
I think the album with the third
Cindy
album,
and I both.
Stepping it. What's it called?
Yeah, stepping out.
Stepping Out.
Yeah.
Okay. He
I
didn't
do
have
like Steppin'
no
Out.
guitar on that album, right? I'm convinced I know the reason for that. You want to know what it is?
Go.
I saw Joe Jackson in Asbury Park for the I'm the Man tour. And Gary Sanford
Yeah.
started the wrong song, the guitar player. And Joe, can we curse on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Why not?
I don't need to, but he basically turned around and said, what time do you know, and just dimed him out like in the middle of the show. It could have all been planned for all I know, but he started the wrong song, and there were no more guitars on Joe Jackson albums after that. So,
Yeah, they did. They did
know.
reform. That original Joe Jackson trio did reform for an album called Volume 1.
Okay.
And so and I saw them on that tour, and I think we'll have to end that section there.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's almost time for Beer of the Week, isn't it, Michael?
How about another one of
Almost
this non-beer of the week?
No. We have to have beer of the week.
All
Okay,
right,
so we're gonna take a break. We'll do Beer of the Week, and we'll be right
Can
back.
I have
All right.
both?
All right, so we're back. So this is what happens when you do these shows with your band. Shit goes sideways, okay? And live music, there's nothing like it. So, Jim, you were saying about a song that is arguably the best well-known song the Outfield does, okay? I'm not going to sit here and say it's their best song. Mike, you would agree with that. I could probably think of 5 songs off the top of my head that I would put ahead of this sonically that are better. But
Sonically, I like that.
if you're going to do this in a show, you're going to do this song, right? And so go, Jim. The floor is yours.
It's a great song. I just so
You don't
for
like
the audience.
You don't like
you gotta-
2 verse.
There's
choruses.
a problem when you're an engineer and you're also a musician. I'm not a musician. I'm a drummer. There's a difference.
Ain't that the truth?
I'll
So,
disagree with that, but
when
okay.
when I listen to a song like this
Oh, he's a drummer.
and the structure of it just doesn't make sense mechanically as to how a song should be put together. But that said, the individual parts are fine. They're good. I just don't think in this case the whole is not greater than the sum of the parts. And here we are at the end of it now, where it's just ad nauseum on this over and over and over again. I think if you threw the bridge in here somewhere and a guitar solo, it might have been a little more interesting. But
And the guy's
That's
dead
all.
too, and you're gonna and you're really you're
God rest his soul. I don't even know his name. But it's a great song. I just structurally it doesn't jive with my
I will grant you
my ones and zeros.
that it is in that space not your typical structure
It's
of a
pop
verse,
song.
chorus, bridge,
There you go.
chorus, maybe a verse, and then an outro, right? That's your garden variety.
I would throw a guitar solo in there
Right, okay. So,
after the bridge.
but yeah, this song has a two.
What about
Mike, you lost
keys?
control of this.
Paul's not here. You don't have to suck up to him. I mean, you're supposed to be sucking up
No.
to me. I mean,
What about keys?
the keyboard solo. You got 2 keyboard players over
Any
here.
kind of some sort of a solo.
Yeah, okay. No, it's too late now.
You've gone to.
I still
All right.
think it's a great song. I think so.
It is a great song.
It is a great song. It is not their best song.
Can we agree to that?
I think the vocals are
I
incredible.
can't
I
because
don't know any
I don't
other
know
songs,
the other
really.
songs. Like
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with all the.
You
I'm
haven't
sure I've
taken a
heard them, but
Deep dive into the
Play one.
outfield catalog.
Have not.
not
Oh,
the deep dive.
Well,
Not
Maybe
since
I
breakfast.
let's
We can do that.
we can do that
We
for
can
you
do that.
whenever you want.
Break.
In the meantime, while we do that, Michael,
Beer of the week. Beer of the week.
I already started drinking it.
So
but
have I. That's part of the fun.
It's very nice.
You can actually, if you had finished it, we have another one for you right here.
Your
So-
voice went like
and
3
4 more,
octaves high, by the way. when
and
you
4
said
more
beer.
out in the refrigerator. Where's Susan?
I just dropped my glasses. That's all.
Okay, so today we're drinking Asbury Park. Since we already talked about Asbury Park, I thought it was appropriate. Since, Jim and Cindy were bringing up Asbury Park. So I conveniently had Asbury Park Brewery Stout in the fridge. So that's what we're reviewing.
It's amazing how that worked
It's
out.
amazing how that worked.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with that.
Great town.
Of course not.
So
Lots of culture.
what are we thinking about this beer? I think it's great. I like it. It's smooth. It's a stout. It's not too syrupy. I know sometimes stouts get too syrupy. It's not like a coffee stout. Like a coffee stout. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I can't do that.
I'm not an aficionado. I'm a.
Well, But you have taste buds.
You
Like,
have-
what-
yeah.
what's your opinion?
I'm a a light beer Belgian wheat kind of thing. That's about as crazy as I get. However, I enjoyed the first IPA that I had, which
Which
is
was just a
really,
moment ago.
Your
which is
first
really
ever
like
IPA.
just off the reservation for me. And this is right there with it. This is very nice.
I think we might be converting Jim
We
into
might
a
be
beer
converting-
snob.
When I saw you pouring it, I thought it was.
Age
I thought it said
mellows
Exxon on the
people.
side of the can, but it looked like 10W30 or whatever. But this is pretty good.
Cindy, do you have a point of view?
My point of view is that I had 2 sips, so that's a good thing.
That's more than
You,
Cindy
you
normally
had
has.
one and came back for
Because
another.
I'm not a big beer drinker, but I went for the second sip because
There
I
you
thought
go.
it was very good. It's very smooth. You know,
Most
I like
stouts
it.
are. I
Tastes-
mean, you don't see too many stouts that are hoppy and you know you can't drink them because
Was that
there's
a-
too much
was-
hops or
Was that
bitterness.
happy with a British accent or
hoppy?
okay? Hoppy. I got.
What's your opinion, Mr. Tolman?
So I think this stout is probably approaches more of a porter.
Oh,
than
for
a
heaven's
stout.
sake!
Well, you didn't grow up in Oregon like I did. Like beer is like what you do,
Okay.
and wine. Like I didn't really start drinking, tequila and stuff till I went to California. It was all beer.
And I never drank whiskey until I met you guys.
Yeah. And now look at you, you lush.
Now
I
I
went to
love
Rutgers. I
whiskey.
drank Pabst.
Yeah, well, it's a universal.
Hey, be quiet around here with Pabst.
we
Some
drank
of our
we drank
friends are
Lucky Lager in college because it was the shopping center
Olympia.
white label.
Olympia.
In any event, this is to me it's more of a porter, right? It has that real roasted malt. And they actually describe it on the with the flaky malt, which I was unfamiliar with flaky malt.
I can attest that Mark is not reading this off his iPad. He is just. This
But-
is from the heart.
This
Yeah.
But Mark is
This
kind
is
of flaky,
knowledge.
so
This is called knowledge.
In
Beer
indeed,
knowledge.
It's
And we don't know any different.
we haven't
so.
been, but if we did Anchor Porter or we did another, a beer from say Double Nickel, like you can really tell the difference between their porters and their stouts. Their stouts are consistency, a bit more syrupy. There's a thickness to them. There's probably they're higher in their alcohol content. I think this is a lighter alcohol stout, which is why I also think it more approaches a porter.
it's 4.8.
Yeah, so to me that's actually more along the lines of Guinness, but of course Guinness has that, thinking that it's a heavy beer when in fact it really isn't. So to come full circle, it is very flavorful. I think you could, day drink this easily and not feel overly full.
I don't know if it's a summer beer though. It's more
Day
of a
drink
winter
doesn't
beer.
mean summer. It just means like in the winter when
Oh,
it's
I know.
you could get up and have it for breakfast. You're so
It's
inclined.
perfect for a podcast.
It's very perfect
Yes.
for a podcast. Ooh, that's very good. Does this make the Paluso report?
Oh, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, yes, we are.
Is Tonewood sponsoring this podcast?
No.
We haven't really had that conversation about their sponsorship situation, but we can revisit that at a later
We
date.
need to have Farm Truck sponsor our podcast. Since we have that connection.
By the way, did you see Andrew's post while he was making the bar?
We should
No.
get Andrew on here.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Great idea, right?
He's,
a great
yeah,
idea.
So that's
Anybody doesn't know Andrew Weeks? He's
file that away.
he worked at Double Nickel. Now he's at Farm Truck. He's big friend of the band. Big friend. He's gotten us
Yep.
a lot of gigs.
Yeah, and Arc Road Breweries. That's
And
where we met
actually,
him.
I think
Arc
he lives
River.
close by here, by the way.
Yes, he
I
does.
think- I
He
think it
lives
was
in Fox
Mount
Meadow.
Laurel, yep.
Fox Meadow
Yep.
he lives, which is, as you know, is right around
Right
the
around
corner.
the corner.
Right
Andrew,
on.
you're
So-
coming over here.
Asbury Park Brewery, they do some other great beers. It's a great place to go in the summer and hang out outside in their deck area and have a couple pops. And, so if you are part of that ownership group and you want 80s Crush to come and play a gig there, we would love to hear more about that.
Amen.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into our topic, which is, Michael?
American versus British new wave bands. Compare and contrast.
Well, I thought it was more about America versus international.
Yeah, international, yeah.
Because
But the British, I
I
think,
thought it was the British.
it was British, and then I kind of added on the and Australia, New Zealand bands.
I
in
didn't
there
get
at
that
the end.
memo.
Eh.
But
No,
it's
well,
okay.
you
I
got
did
time
that
I'm going to be
Mark,
word
listening
out.
more, you guys.
Jim, you're going to have a
Discussion.
point of view about this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I will.
All right, we'll
Jim
be right
always
back.
has a point of view.
All right, we're back.
Yeah,
So
we are. Okay, let's go.
It's time to get into a deep dive into the comparison of American new wave versus everybody else. So, Jim, start.
So this ditty that's playing right now, where's Lena Lovitch from?
I got no idea.
She's
It sounds
British.
sort of European.
I think she's
It does,
British.
yeah.
She's probably from Cleveland.
No,
I don't know.
Can we find out, Michael?
Yeah.
Gotta find out. This is a great song. So go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, look, there's context here, right? So we think of new wave as a function of almost a British invasion
Yes, sir.
of music
Second
style.
one, right?
Right? So the first one happened in the 60s with the Who and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and that, and then you know the Beach Boys were like, screw those guys, we can do our thing, and then the Turtles and all of these other like American bands came back at it, and then the Eagles, and then there was that whole renaissance of American music, and then
Let's not forget like the progressive rock and everything.
sure,
right?
yeah,
Things were really going a totally different
Asia
direction from the
and
pop
Styx
song,
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Detroit.
Detroit
That was
when it comes to
close.
music. and then this thing happened called MTV. And the Europeans and the Australians and the Kiwis were ahead of the US in this regard. They were already doing music videos. So when MTV came up, and I saw this like interview with one of the early producers of MTV, he's like, yeah, we had to go to Europe to get a lot of this stuff because there wasn't a lot of US-based bands that had actually been producing a video component to the music. It was still very much a in studio and then support it with a tour and then go back to studio. Like that was the music business back then, right? So, but they were ahead of us in that regard. So when MTV goes out and says we're going to do this thing, they're pulling so much more material than the U.S. We had, as a domestic market, we had to do some catch up. That doesn't mean there wasn't a lot of talent though, and I think to get the conversation going, this was not about the British musicians were better or the Australian no, that's not true. But they just how the market was at that particular time, and again, was still more radio play and being part of that older model paradigm of how you got your music to the masses.
So when did that change in America, Mark? When do you think it changed? Like, or what band facilitated that change?
Well,
a new wave band we're talking about.
Yeah. So
I have my idea, but I want to hear what yours is, or any of the others.
So I really think that the leading U.S. video maker were the Cars.
That's exactly what I just said to Cindy.
just said
The
that.
Cars.
And again, Rick Ocasek and Orr and all those guys, they saw what was happening and like, oh my God, we want to be on the leading edge of this domestically. And then I'll give you someone else, Blondie. Those guys also saw that, and then
Rapture was a great video.
Right?
And that was early on. Not that was really a new wave song. It was more of a rap song, but it was kind of a combination
still,
of both.
Yeah, but it was still like getting a hold of that video essence of this can be also part. Yeah, we're really talented musicians, and we look good. And by the way, Deborah Harry, makes people go weak in the knees.
Our
And-
former drummer certainly can say that.
Oh yeah, Jim, what do you think?
In terms of Debbie Harry or just in general?
No, just go. Yeah.
So MTV aside, right? I agree with everything you said about the video component to this, but I think the British in particular contribution to the new wave was just this organic sound that was kind of a rebirth of very simple, stripped down rock and roll that wasn't built on, like I said earlier, mostly on the U.S. side, progressive rock was taking off, and then actually, international bands like Yes and what have you, sure, but getting back to guitar, bass, drums, and kind of like angrier lyrics, like with a more of an edge to it.
They were certainly
I
more
think-
topical. Like, I
Yes.
think the British and Aussie, New Zealand bands definitely had more.
It wasn't just a pop
Wasn't
song.
just a pop song. It was more.
Yeah.
There was a lot of politics and issues of
Yes.
the day type of
So,
thing.
for example, the Clash, right? And whether you call them a punk band or a new wave band,
I think they blurred
yeah,
it, the line
and
there.
That, to me, that doesn't get any more organic than that. I mean, weren't overproduced. It was very raw. And if you went to see the Clash, other than the songs probably being at, twice the tempo that they were recorded at, it sounded very much the same.
Kind of like 80s Crush.
Exactly. 100%. It's all about the energy. And that was the other side of it. It was the energy. The energy that bands like the Sex Pistols, obviously a punk band, and the Clash, the energy of the Clash was just unmatched, right? And then you have other bands that came into the mix. We talked about Joe Jackson earlier. Very polished in terms of musicianship, but different. Something you hadn't heard before. And then later on, as the 80s rolled around, Duran Duran especially, Spandau Ballet, those types of bands. ABC. And also Mark King, Level 42, right?
In excess.
And these
Yeah, from the
bands,
land down under.
they all had, and I'm very partial to this bass guitar sound that they all brought. It wasn't a bass. It was turn the bass down, turn the treble up, and make this snappy. Most of the time they played with a pick, and nobody did that prior to. And since then, and as the 80s evolved, right, or went on, you heard more of that slap bass, slap and pop kind of bass guitar. But if you listen to, early new wave band called the Gang of Four, I don't know if you remember that band, with To Hell with Poverty and Damaged Goods. Just doesn't even sound like a bass guitar. It sounds like a guitar, and it's awesome. And just that driving high, trebly bass guitar sound, I think, for me, that was a contribution. You just didn't hear it from the contribution from in particular, the British side, that you didn't hear anywhere else. And the Cars also had that component with Benjamin Orr. He played with a pick, very trebly sound. The song Magic on I don't remember the
Heartbeat
name of
City.
Thank you. 1984-ish.
Not the Toto song?
Something like that.
You can do magic.
Something, I want to say it was around 1984. That was very trebly. If you listen to that track, you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about in the bass guitar. But that sounds exactly like what you would have heard from Graham Maybe in 1979.
Yeah, right on.
On Look Sharp. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
Cindy,
bass
what do
guitar.
you think?
I agree.
Do you
Feel free to elaborate
you
on
saw
that.
a lot of bands as a
I was like a kid when MTV came out, like most of us,
Right.
right? But I'm just trying to remember, when I was watching those videos coming out, I felt like new wave to me was, a flock of seagulls. Like I just remember that video and Planet Earth coming out, and just all those, a lot of the British bands coming out was, for me, was very polished, very, very synth heavy. To me, that's what my take was on it. And I don't know, they were just cool, really cool. And
it was new. It was
storytelling,
different, right?
the storytelling was like off the charts, so
A lot of the British bands were about the look too. I mean, they kind of
exactly.
Duran Duran was about the look. Howard Jones had the weird hair, and they had not just that. As Sin said, big. It was synth heavy. It was synth pop was pretty much developed by the British. I mean, the Cars. Yeah, they had there were some great keyboards in some of their songs, and other bands as well. But the heavy synth, the synth. I guess I'm biased, obviously, but the heavy synthesizers were all British bands, pretty much.
Your
even
rhythmics,
more
yeah,
so,
I
even more
mean-
so than the Aussie and New Zealand bands. I know you'll push back on that for some, but
Yeah, I'll get there.
I'm sure you will. But it was more. And I said, I think you and I talked about this. It's like, why do someone or people ask me why do I like playing in a new wave band? And I was like, well, I used to play in classic rock bands, and even the new wave bands that are American, it's still guitar driven. REM, the B-52s, the Cars even are guitar and bass driven, and the keyboards are an afterthought. Whereas a keyboard player, the British new wave bands are all keyboard heavy. It's keyboards first, and then the guitars are an afterthought. And that's something that I had never, back then you didn't really see much
Think
of.
about
Yeah.
it. Try to name a great British new wave guitarist.
I'm sure Mark can come up with a half a dozen.
But you can name the bass players. You can name the keyboard players. Nick Rhodes, John Taylor,
Yeah.
of course Roger Taylor, but or Andy Taylor. I'm sorry,
All the
But,
Taylors.
all the
a
Taylors.
lot of
but
Taylors.
but that
They can
was
make
the
a suit, too.
signature. You talked about the look too, right? They
Yeah, they had all that. The
The
look.
fashion
the
was all
blazers, the skinny
adamant.
ties,
Yeah.
the
Adam Ann's another great
the
example.
finely coaffed hair,
And I think they're.
just like me, right?
I mean, I love the Cars. They're one of my favorite bands.
They are my favorite band.
But lyrically, if you look at a car like the liner notes from a Cars album, and you look, 'cause a lot of times they would have the lyrics on there. It's all their lines are like 4 words. Whereas you go to some of the other bands, the British bands, and it's like a novel, and they're telling it more. It's more like it's not like I
Well-
don't know. It's hard to explain.
Well, they
but
did invent
Yeah.
the language. I mean, they do have a little bit of a head start, the Brits and the Irish,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Thanks for bailing me out there, Mark.
I-
Yeah,
I
you're right.
just, I mean, in fairness, we're a little bit of
Yeah.
a bastardization on this side. I can't believe I'm taking the U.S. side of this because,
I can't either.
I mean,
I didn't say I'm taking any
it's a
side.
side.
We're just
It's
talking
a
about
side.
the-
But it's a
I'm-
perspective. It's
difference.
good.
maybe a perspective, right? So, I mean, yeah, so living in Australia and being, really immersed in that, I mean, we can take a deep dive into that, but, I mean, Book of Love, which is from Philly, I mean,
Yes.
they, you want to talk about a heavy
Yes.
synth, new wave, late 80s, early 90s, they were, in the club, and again, it's that's sort of when the radio sort of moved away from it being, you're not going to hear that on the radio so much as you're going to hear it in the clubs, right? So, and so you get like a band like Erasure, but oftentimes it was Erasure to Book of Love. That was what the DJ would do, and you're like, oh my God, it's the same stuff. I'm like, it's actually but it's 2 different places where
Yeah.
that came from.
But Mark, that was but the Erasure stuff was like almost every band in Britain. Like not your Book of Love. And there's I know there's other examples, but like the most popular new wave bands coming out of America, you had REM, the Cars, Blondie, B-52s, and
The Go-Go's.
the
Go-Go's.
Go-Go's. Once again,
Talking Heads.
not none of which are keyboard heavy, and they were the most popular. You go over to Great Britain, and you had
Oh yeah,
Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah,
You had Duran
Ad nauseam.
Duran. Yeah, you could keep going and going and going. And we're talking about Australia, New Zealand. In Excess, probably in Crowded House,
Yeah.
the 2 of the more
Yeah.
popular bands from over there. Yes, they have keyboards, but it's not the focal point. It's
Well,
guitars.
Split Ends is a guitar-driven band, and then when you get into some more of their maybe some bands that didn't necessarily make it more internationally, you'll find that they are Icehouse, for instance, huge in the UK and Australia, but really more guitar-driven. But yes, I mean I take your point that it is leveling up on that on the technology that became available and well more produced in that. But I'll give you a band like the Producers, also out of Georgia. You remember the video? They jumped up on those really high director chairs. Do you remember that video?
Yes.
What's He Got and Different Kind of Girl were the 2 songs off that initial.
What's He Got? It's a great song.
Such a great song, right? And then you have like the whole West Coast thing, which we haven't really talked about, like Oingo Boingo, for
Yeah.
instance. I mean,
Oh my
you
God.
want to talk?
It was like a 10-piece band. Oingo
Well,
Boingo.
that was on the West Coast. That's really what you got. You did not get the until grunge came along, where you got the 3-piece, but Crazy Eights, for instance, were 9 dudes in a horn section and but incredible bass and stuff like that. Again, very local. New Shoes, also West Coast. Could you define them as new wave? Probably not.
Madness on the other side.
Madness is again, but they started in the 70s, and that's that whole two-tone ska thing that took really ended up being an amazing influential for me.
Never knew that.
Yeah, I know. Well, since you brought it up, I mean, like there.
Wait a minute, I didn't bring it up.
I mean,
emanate.
it was wild to see that whole type of music that was a blend of punk and reggae and rock and roll and with keyboards, and a guy like Mark Barston, who's the principal piano player in Madness. I mean, he's classically trained, and then he comes out and does all that fun shit.
I think what's interesting is, here we are. I mean, we're all kind of in the same age bracket, but
Yes.
back in that time frame, we were we were not, right? So to me, the new wave was the late 78, 79, early 80s. I'd say to Mark and Mike and definitely you, Cindy, it was more towards the later end of the latter end of the 80s.
84
Yeah.
to
But
89.
we're talking about that whole time frame as new
Yeah.
wave. It definitely evolved over that time
Oh, that's
frame
exactly right,
on,
Jim.
both from the British side and
Yeah.
or the international side and the U.S. side.
I mean, you mentioned a band like The Clash, and then they broke up, and then Big Audio Dynamite,
right,
and
which
like,
was a different sound.
like
right?
oh my
But,
God,
yeah.
that was a game changer for me. Big
And-
Audio
and
Dynamite.
I think
That's
what
an
you
amazing
said,
band.
Mark, was key about the clubs is that, okay, now think about what was going on
I was
in the
just gonna
U.S.
say that.
There was disco in the late 70s and early 80s, and that the replacement for that ended up being this synth heavy,
The underground clubs that were
the
playing
new
like
wave,
Book of
right?
Love
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
all of those.
that's
other
right.
New
bands.
Order.
Yeah,
And
because I never saw the videos.
I mean,
for
what's
those-
one of the
those
most
bands, but
famous club new wave songs ever? It's
Yeah.
Blue Monday. You still hear it
Yeah.
today,
Yeah,
and people don't even know what it is. It's
Timeless.
just mixed in with something that's more current, but it still stood the test of
But
time,
what about all these commercials lately?
right?
Have
Planet
you been?
Fitness and
Planet
the Promise,
Fitness,
and
Crazy, right?
The Promise. There's
'Cause
all
they
of
came
these
out to see 80s
pharmaceutical
Crush.
commercials with playing like
somebody that's
Yeah.
that's my explanation. Is these executives from Planet Fitness
our
came
that
to see
generation.
80s
Yeah,
Crush.
they're
Yeah.
Berlin natives.
I think they may be followers of ours
I
on
think
Facebook.
they might be part
My
of the
son
South
asked
Jersey
me
Social
that.
Club.
Oh, there's a
said-
band, Berlin. Like they're
Yeah.
domestic,
Imagine that.
right? Would you call
I'm
them?
And
saying-
they're not
I'm
from
saying- yeah,
Berlin.
they're absolutely new wave.
Anyway,
And they're American, aren't they?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Missing Persons.
Missing
Not
Person.
didn't get to mention
California,
it.
yeah.
Missing
whole-
Persons, though, I think is more guitar oriented than keyboard oriented.
Definitely.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
keyboards in
I
their
don't
in their
even know who
songs.
the keyboard player was.
I don't
Or,
either.
yeah.
Production.
the
I don't
drummer?
know who the guitar player
I
was,
do.
but he was from.
Warren
Yeah.
Cucurullo.
But he was from.
Oh yeah, you
Zappa.
you
Zappa,
Italians,
yeah.
you all stick together. Good
Yeah,
grief.
that's right.
I mean, we didn't even mention bands like OMD.
Oh yeah.
And well, you did mention Howard Jones. I mean, obviously a massive and continues to be a massive contributor. But Thomas Dolby's coming back
Oh
around.
yes.
Mm.
Do you remember Golden Age of the Wireless? Like,
I do
and
not.
how, like, to me, that had to come out in like 1984 ish, and it was, She's Blinding Me with Science was obviously like the hit, but the rest of that is just like amazing. And again, programming his his synthesizers and the synthetic drums and stuff like that. It was that was a game changer.
Can we hit on that for a moment? The advent of the synthetic drums and the Lynn drum machine, right? In the 1983-ish time frame. I don't know if the audience if we have an audience that will even listen or watch this.
There's a few of them.
But
Carrie,
there was
Karen.
very
Gary,
probably no acoustic drums from 1983 till the end of the decade, or probably 87. Everything was done on this instrument called a Lynn drum machine that was sampled drum sounds, and even things like you would think that were acoustic drums, like Billy Idol's Rebel Yell, 100% Lynn drums. It's amazing.
Wow.
And you watch, there's tons of YouTube videos of engineers recreating these songs with that instrument, with that Lynn drum machine, and showing how it was done. But that, you think, well, that's kind of cheating, to use a drum machine. No, that in itself was an art form.
no doubt.
That is I said instrument. I didn't say device, right?
Cheating.
I did that for a reason. But that revolutionized what ultimately became New Wave and New Wave's introduction into the club scene.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion.
No, I think that's right.
And
Sid-
you are a humble person.
How about this
Sin, any
beer?
other thoughts about that space and how
No,
the
I just
UK
love it.
influenced?
That's why I'm coming back to it. Like, I feel like there's so many people out there that just love that music, that time. And I remember there was a club called, back in my day, Sanctuary. Did anyone ever hear of the place called Sanctuary? No?
I didn't grow up here.
Yeah, you knew it. It used to be like Taylor's, and then they turned
Taylor's?
Okay.
Okay.
and then they
on
turned
Route
into
70.
Sanctuary, and it was
Okay.
more like a
remember
new
Taylor's.
wave club, and the bank. I think about those days in Philly, like the Black Banana, like those were all these clubs that were playing that
Isn't that
music.
a gay bar?
The Black Banana.
Not that
Yeah,
there's
the Black
anything
Banana.
I
wrong
don't
with that.
know.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought the Black Banana
I
was
just
a
love
gay
the
bar.
music, like
Okay.
so, but could be. But yeah, those clubs
It's a
were
good name.
really the center of the culture of
No,
new
no.
wave in
We
this area.
digressed.
But my whole point is people love that music and they're coming to see bands play that. So it's still out there.
Yep, no doubt. And look, I think the fact that we're continuing to bring that music and giving it the light of day and interpreting it into a certain degree, being true to the original, knowing that it has to be performed live and how we do that. I mean, the fact that sometimes there are 6 keyboards, not recently, just 5, but at some point there might be 6. You have, a pad that you use to get, the right sound that you're looking to create from the drums, whether it's on the pad or the trigger that you use for your kick. The bass effects that Richard uses for his, Paul, the guitar stuff that he brings to what we're trying to do is, to the ability to bring that live now is, I don't know how they did it back then. How did
It's
you
amazing.
because there's so many production, the production value,
production.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
They're
I
Apple
don't know
computers.
when the sequencer was invented or when the first group to use that was, but that changed things dramatically.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
And I know Nick Rhodes was big on that with the, what was that thing? The Fairlight CMI? Is that a
Asking the wrong guy. You'd think I play keyboards or something.
And you're an
but-
engineer.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'd be intrigued by that. Yeah, I think it was driven by like an Apple IIe actually. So if you look at old Duran
there's a
Duran
throwback.
videos,
he always played the Roland.
he's got an Apple computer there, and it's
Well, they all
Yeah.
do now.
They
They're
all-
all they all have
Fairly.
Apple computers.
No, back then, this
Back
was
then, he
Yeah,
had
that
a,
was
he
like
had
the
a, he had a
monitor, the
block.
little
Yeah.
block TV looking.
this was
monitor.
pre-Macintosh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
cool.
great. Well, I think we beat that to a dead horse.
Yep. So
Hey,
let's
can I just add? I just wanted to add one little nugget.
Yeah, do
here.
it.
You talked about a club. So I'm from the Trenton, New Jersey area, and there was probably one of the most famous punk/new wave clubs in the United States in Trenton, New Jersey. A place called City Gardens. That
I
was
heard of that club.
probably 1980, maybe even 79, probably through the 90s. And if you look up City Gardens and you see the artists that played there, you'll be amazed. I personally saw Oingo Boingo there. I saw
So
Rollins
great.
Band. I saw Billy Idol. Probably the best concert I've ever seen was Billy Idol in like 1982 on a Tuesday night. There was like
Wow.
more people at an
Was it
80s
his
Crush
original
show.
band?
Yes, it was. And Steve Stevens, I didn't even know who he was, and I said, I don't know who this guy is, but he's a monster.
there are more
and-
people at an '80s Crush show than that show.
It wasn't
Because there's a lot of people that go to the '80s Crush show.
It's thousands.
yes, but the
1,000.
this place was like prior to was like a food storage warehouse, I believe, and it was in a not a good section of Trenton, and basically this guy King Tut opened this thing.
King
And
Tut?
King Tut.
King
Not
Tut?
the King Tut, but another King Tut. I think it's the same guy that books us at Alicia's. I'm
May
not sure,
very
but,
well be.
and they
Talk to
painted
our
the
booker about that.
entire inside of this thing flat black. Everything was flat black. The
Yeah.
ceiling, the floor, the walls, and they had some like red velvet chairs and stuff around a bar that was flat black. Anyway, and this wall of sound that was from a local sound company called Joe's Sound and Salami Company. And these speakers were 30 feet in the air.
Sound and salami.
Yes. Legendary, the Joe's Wall of Sound, right? But the bands, they would come from New York. Most of them were, doing a show in New York, and they would come down and do a City Garden show on a weeknight or whatever, and it was just a really, really happening place. John Stewart was he's from Lawrence, or Lawrenceville. He was a bartender at City Gardens.
Was he bartending when you were there?
Yes, but I didn't know who he was.
I was gonna say you're buddies with them.
No, I wouldn't know who he was. But no, we used to go to a joint down the street. It was 90-cent beers. We get
There we
get
go.
all
Now
you
we're
know,
talking.
pregame there, and then go to 90-cent dance night at City Gardens on a Thursday.
I would have been.
So-
I would have been sneaking out to that place if I
This
lived up that
place
way.
was epic, and it's still there. Just it's all busted up, and there was a graffiti wall on the one end, and it's still kind of there. And there was one statement on there that all me and my friends all just resonated with. It said, "Mop heads rule." Okay, that's what it said, and that was our thing. But yeah, what a great club, and that to me was like stood the test of time through the whole new wave evolution. It was
That's
a
pretty cool.
That's really
great
cool.
fun.
All right. Well, on that note, we will take a break and be back with our Deserted Island discs.
Here we go. Here. Okay, we're ready. Let's go. Let's do our deserted desert island. Cindy?
Deserted.
You're first, Cindy. You've done this
Sorry,
before.
I'm choking on a Dorito.
Oh, I got you. Perfect timing.
What are my?
She needs some more stout.
I need more stout.
Yeah, well, you got some of that in that.
I already, no, I'm good.
Are you a Winter Olympic person?
Oh, what happened to Lindsey Vonn?
No, it's coming up like next
But did
month.
you hear? Did you see what happened to her?
No.
Oh,
She might be out.
She wiped out big time. They had the airlifter out. The last
Oh,
World Cup
jeez.
event before the Olympics.
I didn't even know she was trying to make a
She had
comeback.
made it. She had made the Olympic team.
Yeah, she's supposed to come.
Well,
So my
hope the
my
ultimate-
three
Who's go-
desert
Okay, Cindy's going to
Sorry.
go first. Let's do it.
my 3 desert island songs.
what's
one,
first?
one at a time now.
Okay, Temptation.
By Temptation. That song? It's
New Order.
Yes. Yes.
It's almost like Jim knows new wave.
I know. Yes. And talk about structure. That is why I like that song. Is
It's a
it
very
has
good song.
really no
who
structure.
am I thinking of?
It's like coming in with the outro, going into like in the intro. It's really an outro
Well,
almost
it's
coming in.
Same with Blue Monday. There's
Yeah,
no
But I
structure
love
to
it.
that.
But I love it. It's a great song. My Island, right? My Island.
Your island, you
My
can
Island,
pick whatever
okay.
you want.
So
Jim's
the
gonna
second
prove that.
one is what did I pick? Oh damn it!
I have that if you want.
Okay, this one is an easy one. Under Pressure
David Bowie.
and Queen, both
Yes,
British.
Freddie Mercury.
Yep.
Why'd you say it was an easy one?
Because I think everyone knows this song.
That doesn't mean that you need to put it on your island. It's
No,
it's your
no,
island.
I know.
That
I'm
means
just
that
saying it's an
everybody on
easy
your island's
No,
gonna
because
know
we
it,
were
but you're by
guessing the
yourself.
first one. We were guessing the first
okay,
one. So,
okay.
but yes, I love that song.
Why do you love it? What's the best part of that song?
Well, two iconic singers.
Oh, for
at the
sure.
time. Hey, Carrie. It's almost snack time. Such a great song. It's just so powerful. I don't know. There's no words, really. It's just such a great song.
So-
Everything, the orchestration, everything about it.
So, can I ask you a question about that song?
Yeah.
They always say it's Queen with David Bowie.
But it's really,
What's your opinion? Who's the shining star of that song?
well,
Could be
from the
either.
two stars,
Heaven 17.
Freddie and David are my shining stars for that song.
But did you ever take umbrance to the fact that it was Queen with David Bowie? That was the way it was built?
Yeah, well, at the time when I first heard that song ever, it was Queen to me, you know?
Uh-huh.
So kind of resonated that way.
The reason
But-
I say that because some of my new wave friends growing up, they thought, well, David Bowie makes that song because David Bowie was kind of that. He wasn't really new
Yeah.
wave, but he was kind of.
But
not,
didn't they release it
kind
as
of,
a
sort of.
single at the
I
time?
think so,
It
yeah.
wasn't even part of Queen's
I don't
album.
think it
till
was on
later.
an album
Right.
originally.
I think and then they put it on the Queen's album.
So this is my Temptation song.
What?
Do you know this song by Heaven 17?
This is
No,
You don't know this Heaven 17 version?
I don't know this song.
I think you should
No,
play
that's
the
not
New
my
Order
song.
The New Order
Yeah,
song,
play
'cause
the
it's
new
tight.
play the
Looks like we have snacks coming.
oh, snacks. And then my third one, I'll just go into the third one. And by the way, if you ever go and look up Under Pressure, definitely check out the Annie Lennox version with David Bowie. I think they were doing some kind of special tribute to Freddie Mercury, and they did a concert. And Annie Lennox and David Bowie, they rehearsed once that day, and they killed it that night. It's amazing. And then my third song, what did I pick? Oh, shoot. What did I pick, Michael?
The Cure.
Oh, yes. Pictures of You. I just think it's a beautiful song. That's
Oh,
all I
it
can
is
say.
too.
That
Love
is an
that
awesome
song.
song.
Disintegration, right? That's
I have
from
no
that.
idea.
I
You
forget
tell
which-
me. It's your song.
I think it's from Disintegration. I could be wrong, but that's the song. That's the song on that album that I love.
Mark, your turn.
All right, well, so this band does a song by Real Life. And that song is
Send Me an Angel.
Send Me an Angel. Everybody knows that song, right?
Yes.
But the best known song in Australia was the one song that I chose, which is what?
You don't even remember, do you?
No,
We
I
don't
do.
That's how good
remember
it is.
anything.
It's on the list.
I don't remember what I said.
Catch Me, I'm Falling.
Catch Me, I'm Falling.
Wait.
So
Catch me if I'm
No,
Not the one by Pretty Poison.
That's
not
Pretty Poison.
Poison. No, this is if you heard the song.
Philadelphia band, by the
If-
way, right?
It
I
fit-
used to play with their bass player.
all right, you
Nice.
guys, come on.
Tony Romeo.
Mike
No.
Capozzoli.
Okay.
Mike Capozzoli.
There's a Tony Romeo in
Focus.
that mix, too.
It is
He
a
got brain cancer, I think.
It is a song that is right in our wheelhouse, right? It has great structure, Jim.
Love that.
It has, chord progressions that are right, just perfectly, and it's right in his vocal wheelhouse. So it's a delightful song. It makes you feel good. So the next song is another band that we do, A Flock of Seagulls, and A Flock of Seagulls is probably best known for some of their video hits, right? I Ran, Space Age Love Song, some of this. But this was off the first album. It's called Transfer Affection. And if you've ever heard the song, it is beautiful. It just makes you feel so good.
Having never heard the song until yesterday, I did listen to it. I actually watched the video. The video is really good.
It's really
It's a
good.
really
Now we
good
have to
video.
look it up.
Right?
You should look. You should definitely watch the video. It's awesome, and it's a really good song too.
So I think, some of these bands have hits that are, in the gen pop, right? That everybody's like, no. But I also think that a lot of these new wave bands, their musicianship is just phenomenal, and you don't really get a chance to appreciate that until you hear like the whole album. So if you've never had a chance to listen to some of the B-sides of A Flock of Seagulls, they are, first of all, they're classically trained musicians, right? They didn't just get into this for the fun and the music. They are, it really makes them, something that sets them apart. So, and you can hear that in some of their arrangements. Watching the drummer in the videos, the guitar players are amazing.
he's like the guitar player. Is it like 17 or something?
At the time, yeah. At the time, yeah.
And he quit when he was like 21. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, I've had enough of that shit.
And do you know who replaced him?
Yeah, Eddie Burner.
The famous South Jersey
South
chef.
Jersey.
South Jersey rock and roll barbecue or whatever it is. Rock and roll.
He's such a nice guy,
Oh, yeah,
too.
he's a great guy.
He's such
Great
a great
guy.
I've never met him. I've heard
I've
he's
met
great.
him, yeah.
Yeah?
He's
Cool
a
dude?
really
Cool.
nice guy. I think we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah, me too. He's friends with everybody on Facebook.
All right, and then make that brighter.
Brighter?
Yeah, because I can't see it from here.
That better?
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then there is we have only ever done, with this version, one Thompson Twins songs. And we did the song from 16 Candles, which is If You Were Here, right? And everybody panned it because it's boring as bad shit to play. But the Thompson Twins have said, we only ever play this song in the United States because it is a massive toe tapper for the audience here. And so, they fucking do that. But Judy Do on the same album is a much better song.
Which album is that? Do you remember?
It's Quick Step and High Kicks or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
High Step, whatever. The point is, if you listen to that song structurally, Jim, you'll love it, right?
Okay.
Bass. So the bass player is a friend of Mike's. Actually, they've had email exchanges. He's based in L.A. The guy.
I couldn't tell you his name.
The principal lead singer of the Thompson Twins lives in New Zealand. And
Oh, really? He lives in.
don't they both live down there now?
What,
I don't know.
his
I know she does.
Annie Curie or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
But it's a great song, and it just it just shows you that with a band like the Thompson Twins and all their hits, that a B-side, maybe a throwaway song in the album, might be one of the better songs that just never got the light of day.
Let's say I've never heard it live. I've seen them 3 times.
Yeah, the only time they ever did it live was in support of the album when they toured in the early '80s. It doesn't make the cut catalog wise, as if you're gonna go do what is a live show of a '80s band. What do they do? 12 to 18 songs.
Yeah. at the
Well,
most.
you can get there pretty quickly with the Thompson Twins and not get to Judy Do.
Definitely.
All right, that's my list. Jim.
Yes. Let's go with your list.
Well, I completely went in a different direction.
Yeah, no shit,
It's-
Sherlock.
It's your island, though.
Yeah, it's my island, and I'm by myself.
Whoop.
So, so the first song, actually, I'll save the first one for last because I want to explain that one. So two classic rock hits that meant a lot to me growing up. So I graduated high school in 1981. So I was definitely a child of the 70s and the classic rock era of the 70s, and or what was classic rock in the 70s. And the first one is Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. And why Simple Man? Well, and the next song is kind of for the same reason, because if I was fortunate enough to be shipwrecked on a desert island with an acoustic guitar, that I have no idea how to play a guitar, but I would love to learn how to play the guitar. I would teach myself.
You would learn it.
I would learn it because I would have all kinds of time, and I would sing the hell out of Simple Man, because I think the lyrics are incredibly powerful. And if you a lot of people got the wrong impression of Leonard Skinner, like in the 80s and 90s, and hey, go into a bar and say, play Freebird, right? And the reality is, Leonard Skinner was their first album, I think, was released in like 73. Simple Man's on that album. The plane crash occurred in 77. That band was really only together in that iteration of the band. The only iteration that really mattered was together for 4 years. They were all 27 and 28, 29 years old when that plane crash happened. Just incredibly tragic, and what could have been from these, basically high school dropouts from like the Jacksonville, Florida area, and what they came up with as just very, very young men, and the skill behind their musicianship is just unbelievable to me. And now they're still around, but that's not Leonard Skinner. Leonard Skinner was that 4 years. And to me, Simple Man is like, you look at it in retrospect of Ronnie Van Zant dying in 1977, and that the lyrics of that song are very timeless. And I could see myself sitting there picking away at that thing on an old acoustic guitar and singing the hell out of it. And
Awesome.
The same goes for my next song, which is "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd.
Great song.
There's some lyrics in that song that are just how Roger Waters came up with them. Like, we're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year. How do you come up with that? That's all.
Acid.
I was going to say something along those lines.
And that's cool, but that song is pretty heavy when you realize. Well, it's never really know what it's about, but there are a lot of people think it's about.
Neither does he.
Him writing about Syd Barrett, who was one of the founders of Pink Floyd, the guitar player, and he had, I believe, mental health issues and left the band, and they think it's his, singing about Syd Barrett, but. Whatever, it could be about anybody, right? Hey, I'm on a desert island. I wish you were here. Who is it, right? But I'm playing this thing on acoustic guitar, and I'm
Sipping
I'm
a
just
coconut
singing
drink.
my ass off, right? Badly out of key, and it doesn't matter because it's just me. And the last one.
Yeah, how are you gonna sing this one?
No, I can't. But whether it's good or bad, no one would know. No one would ever hear it. Is a maybe well-known song. I don't know. It was definitely an MTV classic, Aaliyah, by a gentleman named Donnie Iris. And
I love that song.
So we talked about song structure, and Mark's been hinting at it. That is, to me, like the perfect song. It starts off with a great drum intro, like basically like 2 counts of a measure. It's got an amazing bass line. You've got the, verse, chorus, bridge. The bridge is just unbelievable. I don't know where that came from. It sounds like it came from a Queen song like off Night of the what is it?
Night of the Opera.
Night of the Opera.
Night at the Opera, I think.
Night at the Opera. Thank you. And followed by a smoking, guitar solo, and then back into it, and Donnie Irish just loses his mind singing as the song fades out. It's just, to me, such a cool freaking song, and it was always the first song on my iPod, now on my iPhone, just because alphabetically.
I have to listen to the song. I don't know that song.
Oh,
you
do. You know it.
Do I know that
Alphabetically, it was always the first one, and the number of times I just turned on the iPod and that song came on, is countless.
Some
but
awesome harmonies in that song.
It's incredible. And his
What
vocals.
was his other hit?
So I know the I Will Rock You.
Love is like a rock.
Like a rock.
Love
yeah.
is like a rock. Yeah, this is it.
And he was also a member of the band Wild Cherry in the 70s.
Yeah, you told me that, and I did not know that.
Yes, he was the guitar player and occasional.
And and
vocals.
Wild Cherry, they're known for their
Play
big
that
hit.
funk.
What, Cindy? Jim almost gave it away. Play that funky music, white boy.
Oh, that's them?
That's them, Wild
That's
Cherry.
him.
Oh.
But listen
I
to
have
those
the LP
harmonies,
over
that
there.
Double vocal, right? That double vocal's just awesome.
You know this song, right?
I don't know this song.
Wow.
Listen to that bass line.
I was
That's
listening to
just
New Wave at that
thumping,
time.
man. So yeah, I didn't go new wave, but
This
Hey,
is kind of
that's
close,
okay.
I think.
Just
This is
songs
kind of
that
close.
kinda-
Yeah,
it's
it's
definitely
new wave
MTV.
adjacent.
Definitely MTV.
This would
but
blur the lines.
But they're
I'll
my
have to
three,
listen to this
so.
one more.
All right, so it's time for mine.
Go, Michael.
So my first one is a song that from Fiction Factory, which
Ooh.
Yes, exactly.
no, but you know this song. Feels Like Heaven. Play it. You know it. You know it. It was from there. It did not chart in the U.S. It was a top 10 in on the other side of the pond in UK.
Play that
I
song.
think these guys remind me a little bit of Simple Minds, which might be why I like the song, because I'm a big Simple Minds fan. A lot of falsettos in the chorus, which I also find interesting. They're from Scotland. They were actually formed from a ska group.
Oh, Michael.
You know this song.
Yes, that
I-
doesn't mean that it should be on your
Well,
island.
it should be, because I like it. As I said,
Mike's
it's
Island.
my island, not yours.
My
I have a-
island, damn it!
It's my. I have a lot of songs.
no!
I have a lot of songs on my island. All right.
Mike's getting angry.
Anyway, so that's
What are your
one.
other two?
My other two, probably two more that Mark's going to think that shouldn't be on my island. But hey, who threw that ham at me is on my island. So
Yeah, and we sort of panned that as well.
yeah, you did.
This should not be on your island.
I don't know that.
I'll take Bananarama with Fun Boy 3. Really saying something. Is that better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
Of course,
cool.
it's better.
That's a cool one.
That's and I know you would like that, Mark. Why? Because the reference for Fun by 3 is
It's
from one
Terry.
of your favorite bands, the Specials, right? It was the first single from Bananarama's debut album, believe it or not. And it came in at number 5 in UK. We're kind of listening to it now.
Such a great song. No one played any of my songs, by the way.
Sorry.
That's
I
not
wanna hear
true.
Temptation.
We
You need to play
played
You
Temptation.
played a
We do
Temptation
need to
that
play
had
Temptation.
nothing to do with
You
my.
didn't play it yet.
No,
that's
didn't
true.
play
That's okay. I'm just.
Temptation.
I'm kidding. Go. It's Mike's.
No, she's not kidding.
Mike's
The
on-
band mom never
Mike-
kids.
So
It's always meaningful. You better play it right now.
this actually song was not an original.
I like
no,
this song
it's
a
a
lot.
cover.
It's a cover. Yes.
Yes.
It's a cover.
From the 60s, right?
Did they?
64
Did
actually.
they
64.
do
The
any
Velvelettes.
originals?
Who? Funboy 3?
No, Bananarama. And
They
Oh,
did
yeah,
originals.
Cruel
Yeah,
Summer
Cruel
is an
Summer.
original.
Is an
Oh,
Yeah.
Venus
Yeah.
is definitely their song.
No, it's
No.
not. That's the Shocking Blue, believe it or not. My last song, Romeo Void.
Yes.
But what song am I going to pick?
Girl in Trouble.
Yes.
I love that song.
That's my favorite Romeo Void
I
song.
love that
That's
song.
a great song.
Such a great song.
That was
Yeah, you
was
redeemed
that,
yourself, Michael.
Was that their biggest hit though? I mean, I'd say
No,
never say
well,
never say never.
Well, I
or-
think Girl in Trouble was their biggest hit.
Yeah.
And then Never Say Never.
So, and I wanted to make sure, since we were talking about new wave British and U.S., I wanted to make sure that I picked at least one U.S. song. I like to try, although Jim obviously had no idea about the topic.
He just went.
I like to try and keep with
for
it.
clarification.
I know. We said sure island, but
He's
I like
an
to try.
engineer.
I like to try and stay with the topic sometimes. So I try to pick at least one
geez.
song.
Just it's got a twist on.
I try to pick one song at least from the U.S. and this was it. So, and plus, the lead singer Deborah, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's a Native American, so it's
Yes.
and she actually won the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019 at the Native American Music Awards.
She did? I
She
did
did.
not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
And their band is from where are they from?
Were they in California?
They're a Cali band.
Yeah.
L.A.
Yeah,
Right?
San Francisco.
San
No,
Francisco.
yeah.
So-
Northern Cal.
So this was it peaked at like number 11 on the dance charts. So I do my research on my songs.
No, Girl in Trouble is
That's a
Like
great song.
like lyrically and sonically, I think a much better song than
We need to
I know
do
what
that
boys
song
want.
sometime. Yeah. We need to do that song.
I know what Boys Want's a great song.
yeah.
That's not even Romeo Void.
Sorry. I mean,
Never
yeah,
Say
that's,
Never.
That's the Waitresses, isn't it?
Well, Cindy wants to do that song.
Yeah. After we get through some of the other ones that Cindy needs to do, we'll add that.
So that's my list. So that's all we got today, I guess.
Yeah.
I could give you 3 new wave ones if you want it. But
Go,
that's-
Jim.
Go ahead,
Let's go.
fast,
Go,
quickly,
Jim.
quickly.
I would say Train in Vain by The Clash. Okay.
Okay, good song. We like that.
And let's see. New wave, go back to Joe Jackson.
Attaboy.
I would say I'm the Man off the second album. And I will go with The Cars, All Mixed Up. Last song.
Oh, that's a
Great
great song.
Such a great song.
I never would have thought to put that on my dessert island, but that is a phenomenal song.
Especially the way it fades out with the sax solo and just tremendous.
You just made my friends in
That is
California very
awesome.
happy,
Why is
and
that?
they do watch this podcast.
Okay.
And
Are you playing it, Mark?
They will be at the
I'm
next
playing All
Kaminsky
Mixed Up,
stage,
yeah.
Okay.
and we'll play a car song for them.
We're playing. We're going to the outro.
I love the Cars.
Cars, New Genesis, and the Monkees.
As opposed to Old Genesis with Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, you don't listen to that.
Well, that's it for
That's
today.
all we
then.
got. Yep. So like us on Facebook. Come out and see 80s Crush. We're
When's our next show?
our next show.
It's
We probably
tapped on Friday.
tapped on Friday the 6th of February, and then we have Kaminsky's. I think the
Kaminsky's
13th
on
of
the
February.
Friday the 13th?
Yeah, 2
Friday
Friday
the
shows
13th.
in a row.
And that's
Happy
nice
hour.
and early.
Yeah, that's a nice early gig. So all you old people like us, you can be home by 10 o'clock. Actually, we usually go out to dinner afterwards and talk about
The Palooza report.
the Palooza report.
That's going to be on the next.
Yeah, the next time we're
podcast.
all here, we got to all be
We
here
have
for
to all
about
be
talk about the.
Well,
I think
that
that
and-
the topic will
yes,
be the
Why don't
Palooza
we
report.
just do one? We could have the Palooza report from the Kaminsky.
Sounds great. I like that idea.
I like
Oh,
that
God.
idea
We'll
too.
go through
Oh,
the
God.
set list. We'll talk about every song.
All right. Well, I think that's a good idea.
All right.
I like
Sounds
that
good.
topic. I
Yeah,
like the topic. of the
buckle in,
Palooza.
everybody.
should
Make
do
sure you
it
got one
after
of
the
those
show.
adult diapers on.
All
All right,
right.
that's us.
Thanks.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you so much
Bye.
for watching. Be
Thanks,
well.
Andrew.
Take care.